Phones off. Off. Okay, I'd like to call a 7 p.m. work session meeting to order. Give a roll call, please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Boonstra?
Here.
Mr. Fisher?
Here.
Mr. Melchiong?
Here.
Mr. Shanley?
Here.
And Mayor Madigan.
Here.
This regular work session meeting of the Wykoff Township Committee is now in session. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting appears on our annual schedule of meetings. A copy of said annual schedule has been posted on the bulletin board in Memorial Town Hall. A copy has been filed with the municipal clerk and has been posted on our municipal website. A copy has also been emailed to the Record, the Ridgewood News, and the North Jersey Herald News, all newspapers having a general circulation throughout the Township of Wykoff. At least 48 hours prior to this meeting, the agenda thereof was similarly posted, filed, and emailed to said newspapers.
Thank you. Can we confirm the Finance Committee has reviewed and signed the necessary documents?
Everything has been signed, Mr.
Okay,
Mayor.
thank you. Could we have a motion to open 10-minute public comment period, 10-minute comment period, 2 minutes per speaker for public comment on any governmental issue that a member of the public feels may be of concern to the residents of the Township of Wykoff?
So move.
Second.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Madigan.
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Okay.
Seeing and hearing no one, I move to close public comment.
Second.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Madigan.
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.
Okay. Business meeting agenda review, Matt Cavallo, our administrator. Matt, could you?
Good evening. There are several resolutions. Of note is 184, which is May is Honor and Remember Month. 187 is the preparation of our 2023 estimated tax bills. This is required due to the timing of the county introducing and adopting their budget. At this point, the county is not anticipating to adopt their budget until July 19th, which would, after the county tax board sets the rate, would put us close to August, and bills are technically supposed to be due August 1st. And due to cash flow, it'd be necessary that we continue with our past practice of sending out estimated tax bills.
Did they say why they have the delay?
It's their way of adopting. They, as far as I know, that they've always adopted late. It would be nice if they adopted earlier, but they don't.
Very late. Okay, thank you.
We have one ordinance for introduction, which is a ordinance to amend and supplement the promotional process for the police department. And that's been reviewed by the police committee and on for introduction tonight. And then there are two motions which will be read in detail at 8 o'clock. We also have 4 ordinances for public hearing and further consideration. I should say 4 ordinances for public hearing and 3 for further consideration. The bond ordinance, I'm sorry, 3 of them are capital ordinances having to do with our capital improvement plan that we adopted with the budget. And then the 4th is the bond ordinance that includes various larger projects, including the road resurfacing, which we will have the public hearing on tonight, but we will need to adjourn the approval of that ordinance to the next meeting, as we are waiting for the down payment, for a down payment to come in from PSE&G, and that the ordinance adoption can't occur before the money comes in. We're expecting that money within the next week or so. And that's all I have with regard to the agenda. Just updates on a couple things. I believe 2 meetings ago and the meeting before that, residents from Bush Lane came in to express concerns over the condition of their roadway, and the fact that they would like the township to consider receiving the road as a dedication. Rob Lendell has ordered a title search for the properties on Bush Lane in order to determine the history. We probably need to bring in our surveyor in order to then look at those title searches and put together a detailed map of the area. Then we can figure out how we're going to move forward on that. So we are moving forward slowly, or not, I shouldn't say, moving forward on that. Unfortunately, we're now at the mercy of the title search company. May 1st is tax season and SOAR billing collection, which has both started. A reminder to the residents that we have engaged a new lockbox service for SOAR bills, and residents are encouraged to mail in their returns, mail in their SOAR bills to the lockbox using the return envelope that has been provided. The 2023 master plan reexamination is substantially complete and will be reviewed by the planning board on June 14th. Advertisement has been sent to the paper. We've received several complaints about property maintenance around town in different areas. Fred and Tom Gensheimer are working on trying to address them as quickly as possible. One of them in particular that we're working on, and we're going to probably send notice, a blanket notice along those properties, is the fence conditions along Route 208. Not only have we received calls from passerbys on Route 208, but we've also received calls from residents complaining about other residents in the vicinity. So, at the next meeting, we will be presenting 2 ordinances: 1 amending the UCC fees, and 2 establishing requirements for grease trap maintenance on commercial properties. Both have been received by the building department and are under review right now, and will be ready for the next meeting. The contractor has begun or is beginning work on the shade tree work that was awarded 2 meetings ago, and that kickoff meeting occurred last Thursday. The DPW has finalized the road paving list, and that'll be sent to the Public Works Committee tomorrow. It is our plan to advertise for bids next Friday and go out to bid the following Tuesday, which is the day we are hopefully going to adopt the bond ordinance for that project. In this Friday's paper is an advertisement for the bid for a new cell carrier on the sports lighting pole here on the football field. Dish Network, or Dish Networks, has expressed interest on filling one of the vacancies on that pole. As required by law, we have to go out to bid for it. So it'll be advertised this Friday and next Friday, and then we should be able to receive bids for that, and hopefully in June start the process of entering into a new lease with them, with the hopes that they'll be up and running late fall. We are looking for part-time summer and fall DPW laborers. If anyone is interested, please apply online. I have been in contact with the NJDCA with regard to the $75,000 grant that we received for the restrooms and site work at Memorial Field. That's the recreation grant. They advised us that they have hundreds of grants that were awarded, and they have to write individual contracts for each one of them, so they're in the process of doing that. And the award letters and the contracts will be going out hopefully within the next couple weeks. Once we receive that, we can do the proper work, the necessary work here to begin that process. In the meantime, I've given Joe the okay to start getting the quotes necessary for the material that we need to move that project forward as soon as we have the funding available. And I believe the police committee will get into this a little bit more, but I'm in the process of working with the police chief and the K-8 district with regard to a shared service agreement for security in the schools, and we hope to have that finalized shortly. And that is all I have.
Okay, thank you. How about reports, Township Committee? Hey, you wanna start us off?
Sure, Mayor. The fire department has responded to 219 calls year to date. They continue to do a excellent job. The Memorial Day Parade Committee met last Wednesday. Unfortunately, I was unable to attend it. Scott, were you there?
No, it was
All
not.
right. I just read some of the notes today. They're continuing their planning, finalizing some last-minute details. Everything's going well on that. The military tribute banner program closed last week. There was, I think, about 40 or so banners that were ordered. I believe that brings us up to over 120 banners that will be hung from Memorial Day to Veterans Day. So it's great to see in the middle of town here. And I just want to highlight the DPW has been doing very, very great work. And over the last 2 weeks, they've been extremely busy. And I just want to highlight a few things they've been doing. They mulched Community Park in the 9/11 Memorial. They removed all the salters from the trucks. They did the spring cleanup at Community Park. They transplanted 9 trees to various locations around town. 4 went to Ravine, 3 to planted within Russell. Then there was trees that were over to Coolidge for the Arbor Day celebration, and 1 tree planted here at Town Wall. They built the stone wall, installed the split rail fence along Wyckoff Ave at Community Park for safety concerns. And they have actually a pretty extensive list. They're pretty busy over the last 2 weeks. They did potholes for 2 days. They continue to work on the fields, and they're getting the locker rooms down at the police station for the 2 new women police officers ready to go. They continue to work on the press box, and they will soon start the site preparation behind Town Hall here for the police barn / field storage. And that's all I have tonight, Mayor.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, just mention one thing. Tuesday, the summer hours start down at the DPW garage from 11 to 3 and 6 to 8. And all the other days remain the same.
For the recycling.
Recycling
Sorry,
center.
recycling center.
And you meant today. Tuesday,
Today. Today, Tuesday, today.
Thank you. Ready?
Skipped around.
Thank you, Mayor. On the 20th, I attended the Board of Health meeting, which was pretty uneventful. We were out of there in about a good half hour. There isn't much going on. We talked about the grease trap, new regulations on the grease trap, but Matt mentioned that already. The 23rd, along with the mayor, I attended a Girl Scout Gold Award program for 5 scouts, actually, at the library. It was very nice, very, very nice event, and very good job by the young ladies, the Girl Scouts. On the 29th, I stopped in at the Zabriskie House to support the historic house tour that they were part of. I bought a ticket to support the cause, and I visited with the trustees and the docents. I did not go to any of the other sites because the weather was so bad, but everyone worked to get the Zabriskie House in really nice shape. Our 2 new trustees were there, Valerie Abma and Joyce Santamoro. Mark DeGennaro, third trustee, had a lot to worked on getting the trees and the ground set up. The DPW also participated in that, so thanks to the DPW for getting the house all shaped up. And that was, they had a pretty successful day in spite of the weather. On Friday, I attended the Arbor Day tree planting at Coolidge School, and that was a very, very nice event. The leadership of the Student Council was at the event. They all had a part in it. They wrote, I'm sure in conjunction with their teachers, something about Arbor Day, and it was really, really well done. So thanks to the principal and the superintendent of schools was there. Obviously, the principal was there. The business administrator was there. and other school dignitaries, and it was well attended, and the entire fifth grade came out. Yeah, all the sections of the fifth grade came out to be part of the mulching and the ceremony. So hats off to everyone, and it was really, really very good. Yesterday I attended what we thought was going to be a house fire. It was a house fire on Eder Ave. It was actually just an overheated sump pump, but all hands turned out and did a pretty good job, very good job there, in fact. Matt, you mentioned the re-exam of the master plan, and I think that's it, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Scott, you ready?
Sure.
Mix it up.
As with Rudy, I attended the Arbor Day celebration as well. Great job by the student body. The kids wrote poems, and they had a whole history drawn up where they kind of worked together, asking each other questions, which answered the questions of the history, and it was very well done. Just kudos to the environmental committee, Shade Tree, and the DPW for making that day happen and making it go smooth. I attended the Wyckoff K-8 board meeting. They worked on introducing they had a public hearing for their budget. But I think the highlight to the evening was they had 7th and 8th graders that participated in their Model UN group. They attended the second annual conference in New York City back in March, and we had numerous winners from 7th and 8th grade. The Model UN is pretty much a simulation of our UN General Assembly. Students act as ambassadors from the UN member states. They debate current issues. They prepare speeches, draft resolutions, negotiate with allies and adversaries, and resolve conflicts. Just a little throw out to the kudos for them, I would like to acknowledge Julia Copa. She's an 8th grader. She won the Secretary General Award. Connor Davis and Kevin Renner won the Diplomacy Award. They're in 7th grade. And Finn McCarthy, an 8th grader, also won the Diplomacy Award. Samantha Venn and Olivia Key, 8th graders, won the Best Position Paper Award. And Jacob Preziosi and Justin Madigan, Best Improvement Award. They are 8th graders. It was real nice, similar to what we've done here. They brought the kids up and they had awards for them, and their parents were there, and it was very well done. So I enjoyed that.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Tim?
Yeah, I'll be very brief. The zoning board met on April 20th. They approved a 1-year extension for a Morse application that was coming up on where they had to act within the year. They approved that. They also unanimously approved the variance for lot coverage for an addition on Colgate Avenue. And they also, by a 5-to-1 vote, approved an addition above a garage and roof over an existing deck on Ellis. And they needed a variance for enhanced side yard setbacks. Ramapo Indian Hills Board met on the 17th, but I was not able to attend the meeting because I went to the Brick House for a Ramapo basketball dinner for the basketball team. But I do believe Ramapo Indian Hills passed their budget that night at their meeting. And that's all I have. Thanks.
Okay. Let's have a comment and a couple of notarized have been at. Matt mentioned K-8 schools, and they did it, their budget. We met with the police committee, and more information to follow on the enhanced security in all of our schools. And I think we certainly welcome the new leadership on the board, and looking for the enhanced security at all our schools. So more to follow on that between Scott and for the K-8 and Rudy and I from the police. The Girl Scouts, fantastic event. This was the 23rd Girl Scout Gold Award. Similar to the boys' version is the Eagle Scout Award. And these young women were fantastic. They did a great job. They told us about their projects. They've been in Girl Scouts since they were daisies and brownies, and it was a nice event. Rudy and I were able to attend. We had a nice letter on behalf of the township. We presented to each one individually, which they very much enjoyed. And just for the record, the gold award winner recipients were Ava McCann, Claudia Ferink, Katie Haig, Ariana Giamanco, and Carly Griffin. And then they also had a 13-year member of the Girl Scouts, Carmen Noya Fonteo. So it was a great event, and these young women are going to go far. Ironically, 3 of them are going to school in Boston, so I gave them a little quick linguistics lesson. I said, when in doubt, start every sentence with wicked. So they're ready to go. Then Arbor Day, which we talked about a little bit, it was a great presentation, great job. Scott was there, Rudy and I were there, Matt Cavallo was there, but extra special credit, and sometimes we overlook them, our Shade Tree Committee that does a beautiful job here in town, with Tree City, and Dan Kindigan, Mark Borst, Mike Tode, Glenn Seatsma, Joe Vanderplatt, and Anna downstairs. Annie Garcia helps out, along with the liaison Scott Fisher. It was just really nice event. As Scott mentioned, the Environmental Committee was there. Beth Fisher was there, Lisa Colber, Ben Weiner. And what they planted was a sugar maple. So they planted a sugar maple tree, which comes right from Russell Farms, where we grow all the trees. And as we know, it's a day to honor nature and the environment. And as I mentioned that day, it celebrates the planting, upkeep, and preservation of trees. So it was just a fantastic event, and that's all that I have.
Mayor, go ahead, you first.
I just forgot to mention the Team Up to Tidy Up Environmental Commission and all the volunteers did another
that was
great job and another successful cleanup of the town. So, that's all I have to say.
Anybody else?
If I may, I missed one item. Scott Fisher and I, it was Friday afternoon, attended a meeting with representatives from the Barn Restaurant and Hope Christian Services, formerly ECCR. And the meeting was part of the meeting was to solidify the extension of the Barn's sewer line to the Hope Christian's new group home that they're going to be building next door to the barn. It was a good meeting. They talked about financing. I think they have an agreement on financing, which was one part that was missing. And we looked at where the line is going to go, possibly with a new, a different location that Scott suggested we may look into. So overall, Scott, I think it was a good meeting, and we got we accomplished what we wanted to. Yeah.
It was a positive
So thanks.
meeting.
Yeah. That's it, Mayor. Thank you.
I do have one more that I slipped on me sitting here. I was able yesterday to attend the 11th annual roll call for veterans luncheon at the YMCA. And the guest speaker will be our guest speaker for our Memorial Day this year. Yes. Lovely, lovely woman. She's Dr. Cindy R. Jebb, PhD. She's the current president of Ramapo College of New Jersey. She is a brigadier general, U.S. Army retired. She's also the immediate past dean of the Academic Board, U.S. Military Academy at West Point. Wow. And she was gave a great speech. It was a fantastic luncheon. There was over 300 veterans. So it was really nice. And she did a fantastic job. I look forward to hearing her again for our Memorial Day service.
Great.
Very good.
Okay, report from our guest attorney this evening.
Mayor, thank you. I don't have much, but I did speak to Rob today in preparation for this meeting, and I will reiterate what Matt had said on Bush Lane, that we had ordered the title work and we're waiting for that to come in. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you for keeping that brief.
You got it.
Brief.
Of course.
Brief. Okay, Nancy, do you want to continue on with a motion to adopt the resolution, or why don't we just do it? Motion to adopt resolution 23C4 and into a closed session. Do we want to do that now?
Yes,
So move.
And then we'll come back, and then we'll adjourn. Is that what we want to do?
Second.
correct.
Right, okay.
Mr. Boonstra?
Yes.
Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Melchiong?
Yes.
Mr. Shanley?
Yes.
And Mayor Madigan?
Yes.
With an affirmative vote, the motion is approved.